viewings of the first draft, and we can just read that narrative basically, as opposed to having to wait for someone else to prepare a report.
That's correct, and it'll be that way for all of the drafts going forward. The Murphy-Epson report was based off the survey.
Yeah.
This will be primarily people just saying, like this, don't like this, think there could be tweaks here, things there could be tweaks there, and you all taking that information into account, being mindful of, you know, what you're getting, and, you know, what the requirements are, and whether that's something you all agree with or, like, you know, appreciate the thought, but that's not possible for X, Y, and Z reason.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that helpful?
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
Are there any additional questions for me? Well,
Are we prepared to draw?
it's time. The floor is yours. This is where you guys get to do the fun work.
Okay, I guess I do have a question then. So on this
Okay,
map that we're looking at, the yellow is the city of Columbus, like the city limits?
And what I'm going to do is I will turn off some of the layers so that you can see it a little better. So now you can see this, and then we start zooming in to see closer things.
Okay, and then the map that we're looking at of Columbus communities, so these aren't commissions necessarily, so everything that we're seeing here is represented by a community on this page?
So if I do Columbus Communities, I can put that layer back in. So this is the Columbus Communities layer. So that is that map there.
But is all of the city included on, I don't know if I'm asking the question right, because I know that some of the commissions all the areas don't include a commission. But
Right.
does this include all of the city?
Columbus Communities, I believe, covers all the communities in the city because it's not an area commission map. The area commission maps would be like, it would be this map. So this is area commission, so you can see what's in the pink. Those are all things that are represented by area commissions.
Got it.
But the communities map covers the entire community, which you all can see on that map you have.
So logistically, if I gave you a number of a Columbus community, you could find it on there or no?
I could
A
find
name?
I could find it by the shape because I can look on the version of the Columbus Communities maps that I have.
Yeah.
So would be able to identify it.
Yeah.
Like I think this one is Clintonville, I believe, when I looked at it
Yep,
last.
that is Clintonville.
So you would kind of just be looking at
So-
the map and identifying.
If I was interested in seeing what the numbers would look like if Clintonville, North Linden, Northeast, University District, were combined, if I was interested in seeing those numbers, is that a possibility?
You wouldn't be able to see the numbers directly, but I could take the square and draw a district over
Yeah.
that district, and then you would be able to get a
Got it.
rough number. I'm looking for the Columbus Communities map, and as soon as I pull it up, I will.
We have extras.
Yeah, do you want a copy?
Oh, yeah, we do.
That's helpful. Yeah, I can see it on here as well. So this is like this is that same map.
Oh, that's helpful.
But I'll take a copy of that. That way I can like grab.
Here you are, man. I'm sorry. Yes.
So Naya, from our follow-up from last week, when you followed up with the technology people, so just to confirm, you're not able to pool a district based off of those already pre-established boundaries and pool the population data?
We cannot, is my understanding.
Okay.
I can go in on this. The way that she described it is that I can like use a polygon, and so I can kind of outline the polygon, and it will tell me what's inside my polygon, but not from this map.
When Melissa was doing the demonstration, at some point, she was able to open, I think on the left-hand pane, actually a list of the communities, the Columbus communities. Do we know how to get to that?
Let me see.
Yeah, there has to be a way to look at the source data.
Yeah.
I haven't used the web-based, I've only used the actual software.
She emailed me some directions today, so I'm going to open that up.
Get to that.
Okay. I think that I found what you're looking for. Because she sent me, I was like, I know she sent me something about this, but I couldn't remember exactly what. So I'm going to go to the Create ribbon, and then I'm going to click the Identify, let's see, District, let's see, District 1. And then I'm going to go to the Identify tool. Drop.
Yeah, that, I think you're on the right track. I think I remember under Identify From, if you pull down that drop-down, where are the choices? Yeah,
Yes.
there we go. All right, so now what?
All right.
Ah, aha. Okay, and so there it looks like assigned to at the bottom that you could assign it, in this case, we're looking,
It lines up directly.
yeah,
Right.
And then we could assign it to quote-unquote draft district. So if we're like, okay, we just want to play in that quadrant, we call it District 1 and select the ones around it. And then if we wanted to move to a different one, we would just call it District 2.
Right.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
about right.
Okay.
So if on my paper, I assign that district to be paired with two others, you could do the assign to button there, and that would then be the proposed.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I think I would just, at the bottom of the window, I click Assign To, and I can assign it to District 1.
In that, oh, sorry.
Yep.
And in that,
This is
that
brilliant.
data right above where you're at, what else are they tracking per district? Like, can you scroll down a little bit?
just,
Okay, yeah, I was
No
hoping that, no
population.
population there.
But population is baked in there somewhere. We just don't know how to get it yet.
Well,
Oh, in
if I
fact,
go
There's a way
up,
to do it
Yeah,
with
you'd be able
the
to see the
source data.
district of how many people are
if
in
I
it.
go up,
There you
Yes.
there's
Woo!
24,000 people in that district, in that
Perfect.
area.
All right, good,
Okay,
good, good.
cool.
yep,
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
And so
So that's North Linden.
I've scribbled on my paper combinations of a few. I just don't know if the populations will be what we need them to be.
What is the target population number?
Well,
Oh,
with
when-
this,
Was divided by 9.
Yeah,
She had it
7.
last week.
well, and I should say that for the 2010 data, I think the total data is around 787,000 people. So these numbers will be a little bit smaller than the districts will be when we do them, because they're estimating a potential increase of at least like around 200,000 people that have moved to Columbus. So we're just in the 900,000 somewhere, just shy of a million people.
It's about 100,000 in district. Give or
But
take.
no, if they were distributed evenly, but I bet you there's certain districts that have grown
True, but no
lot
matter
more.
what, the percentage can only be like 1% different.
For
So-
our maps.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
I'm trying to see what the target number is for the district. So as we're playing with the different.
If you pull that up
things.
again, Naya, this thing will do it for you. The math is done within that
Yes,
thing.
there you go.
It does the math for you.
87,448 is our target.
Yep.
Right, and then so, because like we might jump around a little bit and know that naturally these go together. So if we know like we're just trying to get to 90 to 100,000 in each, I'm just trying to,
87,448 per.
thank you. Okay,
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Cool.
And this one is what? Can we see what North Linden is?
North Linden is 24,208
24?
people.
All right.
So you've already assigned North Linden to District One.
Can you-
Well, no, this is an arbitrary, yeah, yes, yes.
Just testing, yes.
Your map is, your mic is movable, so if you can take your mic with you, that way we can hear you.
Right.
I would appreciate it.
So again, and because it looks like we can pool, I mean, I don't know if it's in that data set, but like we know North Linden has 24,000 some. We need that list for every single district.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
Whether it's an Excel format that we can have handy sitting with us here, because I think it's just always good to reference those numbers while we're looking at these maps.
Well, the thing is, this particular map, the actual numbers are going to continue to change, because you're gonna have
Right.
20,000.
Understood, but even just for this
Start.
2010
For a
map,
rough,
Okay.
Neat,
I mean, we
because
can go
we're-
through each district now and give you that population
That
data.
works too.
right, and then I'd like to have that in a document that we can always reference, at least for this first set of maps.
yeah. So that as we scribble at home, we could put the numbers in there and have a rough estimate.
For example, to illustrate that, I'm thinking about Northland and what is being called the Rocky Fork District.
Right.
Because that's my home.
Right.
And I know very well, and I'd like to keep the two of them together, but I know very well if we took them together, we'd probably
Too large.
exceed.
Yeah.
But the other thing I know is that the population, despite the fact it's almost the same size, I know the population's lower in
Much
Rocky
lower.
Fork.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know how much lower. And
So,
it'd be
so in
awfully
theory,
good.
it could connect and be within the limits, but might
Maybe,
not. Right.
maybe, but it'd be awfully good to
So
know
why
that
don't you
population.
just assign, just for a test, assign Rocky Fork to District Two?
District 1. Oh, 2, yeah.
Yes.
Or remove, maybe we can remove North Linden and come back and,
Leave it.
no, leave it in, okay.
Yeah, make a few districts. So she'd have to zoom out, move over to there, click it.
Click it and then keep moving. Yep.
With, if I could ask you have Columbus Community selected. If you drop down on the place drop down, what is now in that drop down? What can you choose when you drop down place?
The top.
You can choose any of them.
Not so much there, that layer we already have selected, but if you go, I don't think that's where I want to be. Okay, if you choose under the place drop-down at the top of the left-hand pane, and yes, if you drop
Oh,
that
that
down.
goes into like,
Okay, that's still doing what it was doing before. I was thinking that might change context once you choose Columbus Communities. I see we have North Linden selected, but I'm wondering if you can get to a specific
Oh, yeah, she's there.
community.
She just has to click it, I think.
Yep, yep. There it is.
Rocky Fork.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
Rocky
I
Fork.
see, it's whatever is under your cursor, whatever you
Right.
click on.
yeah,
Okay.
and then you want to assign,
Assign
Rocky
it to
Fork to
District
District
Two.
2? Okay.
I think it's stuck in District 1.
No, I don't give her the
Oh,
option.
no, it
to
did.
set.
It is
I'll do it.
Oh.
I'll do it again. Hold on. Assign to.
There we go.
Let me see. I'll go to undo. Okay, assign to District 2, first district.
There it is.
It's still doing District 1. I don't know why it's doing that.
What happens if you double click District 1 where it says District 1?
Maybe assign it to unassigned, yeah, exactly.
He did
I think that's a bug.
I don't know why it's doing that.
So my wife and I cannot work on the same computer at the same time. I don't see how 6 of us are going to do it.
Right, right. Well, that would be the beauty. If we were able to do it independently, we'd actually each have our own workspace.
Right.
So we wouldn't be using the same workspace.
So what I can do to tell you how many people are in that district really quickly is just go to the calculator, because I know that that one is 24,208 people in North Linden.
Sorry, say that again for Linden?
Linden's 24,000. So that would be 32.
Wait, no.
32 in Rocky Fort.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, can you say that again? I'm trying to create this list while we work.
Yeah, just give me 1 second, please. It's 24,208 in North Linden. It's 32,208
Wait, I'm sorry, 24,000, okay?
It's 32,084 in the Rocky Fork area.
32.
84.
Maybe we just go from district to district and just get the population number right.
That might
Yeah.
be the right approach.
That might be a good start. I'm gonna see if I can get it to assign to more than one district though, because I don't like that it does that. Because then we have to keep going back. So I'm going
Yeah.
to. Let's see. Unclick identify and see. Let's click Columbus communities. This is Northwest 34. I'm gonna.
Northwest is what number on here?
It's 34.
Far northwest? Oh, 34. It's got how many?
I'm gonna see.
Okay.
Oh, got it. That makes sense. I think. No.
Could we unhighlight the other two and it'll default?
It's like she has to unassign them to assign them.
I'm just going
Is
to.
that drop down over here? I wonder if
Minus 93.
the one on the far right,
That says which one?
districts
Assigned?
proposed, assigned, comparison, attributes. Like I wonder if, because somewhere on these
There's-
data tables, it should give you like everything in one place.
Right.
There's 37,287 in Northwest.
37,000.
Say it again.
37,287.
287.
I wonder if I can clear all of them out. I'm going to push clear, and we're going to hope that it's okay.
They still are assigned.
All right, now I got to undo what I did, because I think that might have messed up.
Now they're all unassigned, right?
I'm going to try this again. Okay. This is that's 51. So that is the airport area.
51 is the airport? Yes.
51,
Is airport.
And
51,000.
No, 51 is the
Oh,
community.
Area
correct?
50, yeah.
then, yeah.
Area 51 is our
Area
airport.
51.
Why would they number it that? Okay, that's also DSCC probably.
That's hilarious.
There's only 74 people there. Minute. I think. I found that clear is not as helpful as I thought it would be, so I'm not going to use that anymore. Identify from Columbus communities, and then click the Identify tab. That's North Linden again. So this is far west.
36.
Get a number for?
The airport had 74 people.
Seriously?
That's what she said. Yep.
Airport, 74 people.
We can fit them in just about anywhere.
Easily, they wouldn't affect anything.
Oh, that's what I could do. Assign to.
If you were to change district at the top, where, under the Create tab, at the very top, near the binoculars in the toolbar, if you were to change to a different district, let's say,
That might work.
yeah, maybe District 3 or something, and then try to assign, I wonder if that might work.
Let's see. District 2.
That might be it. District 2 is highlighted, assigned to.
Boom.
You were amazing.
So which one is this? This is Far West?
Far West,
So that's 30,831.
831.
Far West?
30.
30,831.
Yeah, 30831.
Let's go Westland, because it's right here.
What's that?
Westland.
Westland?
I'll assign it to District 2 so we can kind of cluster some of them in that area. And then we
Yeah,
can just keep
connect it to
subtracting.
52 and let's see what we get as a roll-up. Yep. Yep. Actually,
64,209.
how about you add 37 to that as well?
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm getting all the numbers, so you have to subtract.
But yeah, what's the Westland number then?
Yeah, we need to assign it to its own district
Okay,
to
I see
see.
what you're saying. Okay. You don't wanna-
That's 33,378.
33.
So this is Westland,
Yes,
33,
378.
378.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
And then you wanted to add what number to that?
37, which is West Scioto.
West Side, yeah.
Is that like Marble Cliff? Like the quarry?
I think it's in there, yep.
Yeah.
That's 82,675.
82?
No, she's
Well, no,
gotta
that's
do
the
math.
total.
She's gotta
That's
do
the
some
sum.
math.
Okay, gotcha.
So minus Westland, minus Far West. That's 18,466.
18,000,
466.
And that's number 37.
That makes
Yep.
sense, yeah. 36, 37, and... So which ones are making that up right now? 36, 37, and 52?
52.
36, 37, and 52.
Yep.
That's Westland, West Iota, and Far West.
So 53 is probably gonna be too big, but maybe...
So that's like 82,000 people.
I see 53 and 59 going together.
But, so what is 54? Franklin 10, I forget what they said the number was, but that might fit.
I had 54, 60, and 69 together.
Franklin
I'm just
is
trying to get
54.
5 or 10 more thousand.
Gotcha, that's what you're saying.
It's like, there's 53, which is Hilltop, and then there's Franklinton. So this is,
68 might work. No, that's not enough people.
What are you trying to get, what number?
We're at 82,000 about right now.
To get to,
I thought the target was like 87 to 90. So it would have to break something.
I'm not to run, but I was kind of looking at 68, and it looks like a small sliver. that
Dublin
goes,
Road.
Yeah, there's probably about 3 people that live there.
Yes.
What's next?
Here's the fellow who sleeps at the post office.
Did you get 68?
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah,
add
let's
68?
put 68 there.
Let's see, yeah.
Or let's see what it
Let's
looks
see
like.
what it- Yeah.
It's not 68. Okay, that's 68 right there. That's Dublin Road corridor.
Yes.
And we want to add that to District 2.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't move at all.
Let's keep it there, though. I mean,
I don't know how
we
many people
still
out.
need more.
How many people?
Less than 1,000, probably less than a
There's
couple.
one guy.
I'm gonna try to add
who sleeps
them
at
up.
the post office who's
So
now in
it's-
the district.
36, 37, 52, and now will be the 68. So I'll add those up and give you a total number.
We could add 43 to that if you want it.
It's 66.
You said 66?
You guys are saying numbers while she's trying to do math.
Where's 66?
66, I think, is the hill and Hilltop, isn't it, where the
I couldn't find it.
state of Ohio, I think it's state property around the Department of Transportation.
66 is the fairgrounds, if I had to bet.
Oh,
It
you
says
could be
State of
right.
Ohio, but it's over on the hilltop area.
It's
No,
probably the state
66
fairgrounds.
Is right in the middle.
I
Oh,
couldn't-
is it?
I couldn't find it on the map.
That's probably
It's
the
right,
fairgrounds.
it's between 44 and 45.
You're right. That's gotta be what that is.
Yeah.
You're
You
right.
can't add it.
Yeah, that doesn't help here.
You can't. Doesn't share border.
Yeah.
Who was 37, 18? That might.
It's 136 people in the Dublin Road corridor.
In the Dublin, 136?
136?
That's 68, 136 people.
68 Dublin Road Corridor,
136.
136, and no change?
Not really, no.
So that's roughly 82,000 people in that area currently.
When they were giving testimony and stuff, I was feeling like Far West, Westland, and what is 53? Maybe the
West End?
Hilltop seemed similar when they were chatting, but I don't know. Like more so, like I would say, like the West Iota feels more like the 5th by Northwest. We're talking vibe, but they're not. Yeah.
Well, when I remember I rewatched the West Side hearing today, and I think they were saying like Westland and Far West made sense to them, but they were saying the Hilltop didn't make sense because they have different issues than the Hilltop. I think that's what they had said
They
in their
did say that.
testimony.
But I do think 43, which is where I live, we're considered the hilltop, but we could go either way.
Harrison West is considered the Hilltop?
Yeah.
No,
40
no, 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 you
43?
said, you mean 53, not 40.
I was
Oh,
No,
okay,
fo-
53.
43 is Harrison West, is my
Harrison
neighborhood.
West is like
West is like-
Grant. It's,
Harrison West is like University District.
yeah.
No, no,
Yes,
no,
it
no.
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It says that on this map, but my neighborhood has signs. It's called Harrison West. We have a neighborhood association.
Harrison West is like right next to Victorian Village,
Around Battelle.
literally.
Yeah.
I used to live right there too.
I'm gonna show you.
Maybe they extend, quote unquote,
Yeah.
but it's definitely down there by Battelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's on the other side of the Dublin Road corridor.
I'm trying to think. It's 5th Avenue, north of, no. It's west of Neal,
You probably knew Mary
to the
Funk.
river.
You knew Mary Funk? Yes. And Harrison West was her neighborhood, too, so.
Do we want to add in Hilltop just for,
Can you put the Hilltop in a different district?
yep. Let's see, assigned to
'Cause
district.
that's a big number we're gonna need.
I feel like the west side and the north side would be the places where we could easily have different drafts of a map, just because of how big it is. And the other ones might be easier, but those ones, I think people have a lot to say.
So that's
Sixty thousand
Hilltop
five hundred eighty-five in
By
Greater
itself,
Hilltop.
all by its lonesome.
Who is that?
Greater Hilltop, 60,585.
Yep.
60585.
So can somebody go through this Columbus communities and identify, at least based upon what Esprey has there, the population of each one and put it in an Excel spreadsheet? And I would volunteer to do that if you would give me the keys to the car.
So can you speak into the mic so that the public can hear you and I can hear you too?
So can somebody go through all of these communities, 30 to 70, so 40 of them, and identify, at least based upon the latest population numbers we have, the population of each community, and then put that in an Excel spreadsheet? And as I said, I'd be willing to volunteer to do that if I had the keys to the car.
That is what we are doing now.
Yeah, I know, but it seems like it would be easier to have somebody do that and bring it back next week rather than sit through here, sit through doing it.
I would agree with Commissioner Cabinet. I don't know if this is a good use of our time.
Okay.
I would be fine. I think that this data is incredibly important to the work that we're about to do. If staff could have a week to complete a spreadsheet for us to have for next week, I think that would,
As I said, I'm willing to do it.
I'm already starting it.
Right?
Or, and I don't know, but possibly Michelle or someone may know of a way to extract a report, because the data is already there. It's
But either way, just
Yes.
starting our meeting with the raw numbers.
just
And-
a
and-
grid,
yeah.
that's really all we need, that just has neighborhood population.
I can work on that for next week.
That would be helpful. Because we realize it's tedious for you, especially to calculate, the
Yeah.
total minus the last one we added, and
But also, like, this could be helpful as you are thinking of how to cluster. Because that's like the place first, you all to see how you can cluster, which we can do next week, or we can do some now. So what would you all like to do now if we are not going to do this?
So, and if we did that, we would then have, at least based upon these population numbers that we're doing, every citizen in Columbus allocated to one of these districts.
That's correct.
And we could then take that Excel spreadsheet, play with it, manipulate it, see what worked in terms of numbers. We then would have to deal with contiguity and adjacency and things like that.
You'll still have,
But that would be something good to. And in fact, instead of giving those numbers to us next week, if you could give us those numbers ahead of time and we could play with them before we came in next week, I think that'd be a big step forward.
that's kind of the missing link. As you've said, we can look online, we can see the geography, but without the population numbers, as I said, you can look at the size of a district or of a neighborhood or a community. You can't really tell a population by looking at it. And that's kind of the key for us is,
yeah, you'll still have to, even with the Excel spreadsheet, you'll still have to utilize this map and compare the two.
Yes.
So as long as you're aware, you'll still have to utilize this as separate from your data, technically. But yeah, I'm happy to do that.
that'd be excellent.
That would be wonderful.
Great.
So what's next?
I mean, I have some things I combined, I just don't know the totals, and I don't know if we have the ability tonight to see if these combinations total up.
We can continue to play with what you combined.
Okay?
As is, we just won't go through each individual population data the way that we have been doing.
Okay.
Could I ask you to do one more for me and just assign Northland to a district so I have that number to think about? And actually, that's going to probably inform another comment for the good of the order, if that's okay.
Is Northland on here as, oh yeah,
Yes,
35,
North-
35. I was like, which one is
35,
that?
yes.
So I was like, I wasn't seeing it. Okay. Are you fine with me assigning to District 3 for now and then just doing a subtraction, or do you want to, okay. Because that one only has.
I think he just wants
The
the raw
hilltop.
number,
Yeah.
ultimately. I was mixing Highland West with Harrison West. I live in Highland West.
I was,
See?
Right, we were like, that's not a thing.
Shame that my whole neighborhood knows that I didn't know our name now.
Oops.
80,912.
80,912? So
Yeah.
everything we make has to at least be 80,912?
No, 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 no.
plus or
Wait.
That's
minus 1%.
Northland?
Which,
Yep.
thank you.
Okay.
80,912.
Or we split it, right?
wait, can you say that number again?
80,912.
091.
So here is a conundrum, perhaps, just as I'm thinking about this. Again, just on a micro level, thinking about how we put neighborhoods together and how we might logically divide them when we need to divide them and so forth. So that it definitely does prove that if I put Northland and the Rocky Fork districts together, we'd be in excess of our population limit.
Right.
But I can't take a portion of Rocky Fork and put it somewhere else because there's nothing contiguous to it.
Right. Exactly.
So I would really need to look at potentially taking a section of Northland, 35,
Connecting it to
and
one of
connecting
its
it perhaps with
Far
Clintonville
north,
or Linden,
or far
Or
north.
the far north.
or far north, yes.
And almost have, well, far north has to be with that or with Hayden, or far northwest. 'cause
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
by itself
but-
as
but
well.
By virtue of the way that
Yeah.
our charter describes we connect, and they have to be contiguous or adjacent to, yeah, you're right.
And the interesting thing is that my knowledge of Northland and Rocky Fork,
More
as you
connected.
know, the Rocky Fork district, the Hamilton Road, et cetera, is very different from the neighborhoods of traditional Northland inside I-270.
Correct.
Most of it, anyway. And so we may, that's an example of where we may need to make some choices that may not seem very logical.
Well, no, they'll be logical based on the information we have, but maybe to others that don't have that information.
We may need to
It
explain
would
our
seem
logic.
illogical to them, yes.
But actually, as I think about it, the Northland neighborhoods north of, well, there's not a lot north of Schrock, but there is some, probably might make more sense to be connected to the far north.
Or North Linden, and/or, yeah.
So I can see ways to, again, think
Right.
about similarities and connections to communities, but this is a clear example of where we would need to
Well,
disrespect an
And-
area commission, although we're not an area commission, but a boundary, traditional boundary of one representative group, it would have to be probably chopped up in multiple pieces based on population and characteristics.
and you point out something that's going to be interesting is when we look at the border areas, it's going to force us at times to connect the area adjacent to a border differently than maybe we would have wanted to by virtue of it being connected to a border area that has no choice
That,
of who
yes,
it's connected to.
it can't be connected to anything else.
Right, right.
Exactly.
So that might be a good strategy, is to start with the, almost like a puzzle. Start with the corners and work our way in.
Certainly.
It is a puzzle.
Once we have the numbers, that would be one strategy and approach. So are we gonna keep connecting, or are we gonna,
I'm done for tonight.
you're done?
I think, yeah, as far as getting the numbers, I think we'll,
So once we have, so we've already explored several strategies we might use as we look at the numbers on our own. Yeah, I think that makes sense. What's the village that I've been hearing a lot about in the news? It begins with an H. Is it where the Tuskegee Airmen once lived?
Hanford,
Hanford Village? Where is that on this map?
it's, south side, 06, east of Parsons, south
So
of Whittier.
64 probably?
far south.
It's not that far south. It's really not that far south. It's in 63, if I had to guess.
Okay.
Right, Hanford Village Park?
Yep.
It looks like it's just west of Alum Creek Road between Livingston and, Maine.
Is it really?
That's further north than I would have thought. So that would be
43205.
56, or 56 or 62.
Yeah, 56.
56 near east? Okay. Gotcha.
Which follows because that's where the people were.
Right.
It just occurred to me, one other thing it might be interesting to look at, for whatever value it has, maybe it has none, would be to look at major parks and recreation centers and where they're located. I don't recall right offhand how many of them there are. I should know that since I used to be on that commission, but I'm just wondering if that might be also informative in terms of.
It could be. We heard several of the folks that spoke share that they didn't have a park
Yes,
or a rec center in their neighborhood. But definitely, I might even be able to be a layer we add at some point.
yeah.
Okay. So we have some things that'll guide our work. We have some thoughts that will guide our work. We'll await these numbers, and as we get the numbers, we'll come back and have some proposed ways of dividing up, keeping in mind that the borders might be an effective way to work our way in from, so that we don't paint ourselves into a corner, so to speak. Considering that without the numbers, we're going to be doing a lot of busy work, I'm going to propose that we adjourn our meeting. Is there anybody else that has anything for the good of the order? And if not, I call this meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We made progress.
Excellent.
I just,
Oh, go ahead.
I was